What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? There you are. I knew I had the camera set somewhere. I just had to figure out where. All right, let me make sure my audio is working. Let's head over to YouTube. I'll post up later. If you guys haven't hit that bell, then I'm not gonna mess with it. So let's go over here. Let's see. Click on that button. Check, check. Cool, cool. Hey, I already got a comment. Thank you. Yeah, this is the overhead shot, so you guys can actually see. I have a camera set up here. There's a camera set here. Here's my light. I got another camera here. I got that camera up there. I have the camera that's on the computer. So, yeah, we're set up with cameras. I was in the middle of doing a different job, but I decided I was going to finish up this project and let's see if we can switch over to, which one is it? That one will work. So we're going to finish up this right here. I can take it off of my glue. I can put my glue mat away. You guys should see how organized I am. So we're going to finish this up. You see I've cut them to size. Let's see if that will help. Nope. Let me just zoom in a little bit, guys. Sorry. Because I keep changing all of my stuff, I change the area that that I work in so often that my cameras are never a solid setup. So I apologize for that. And I have glued them already, so if I stick them together, they're done. And I'll show you how I actually will stick them together now that I've done it. I need to do two things before I can go any further with these. I have to edge and slick right here and right here, because this is the two spots that are not going to have access to at the end. So those are the two spots that I have to do ahead of time. So I'm actually going to move this camera out of the way because I need to reach some of the mess that's on my table and go from there. So it says I got 2 viewers, which is awesome. So we're going to take my edger. This is a number 0 edger from Tandy. It's a Tandy Craft Tool Pro number 0. I like the 0. I've become accustomed to use the 0 on almost all of my projects lately. It doesn't matter the size. I just like the way it works, the way it cuts, the way it feels. So that's what I've been using for most of my my edging when I'm doing it. So yeah. And it's still just a hair tacky, which is exactly what I want. I want it to be a little bit tacky. It's not going to move around. But now we're gonna edge and slick this piece here. Now I need to move it down just a hair. So we're gonna edge and slick right here and right here on this one. So let's do that real quick. I do it a little bit different than most people. I actually use a Don Gonzalez over at DG Saddlery. I use his method. Everybody has their own methods. This is just the method that I use and that I've become accustomed to. I don't want to say there's just don't cut wax on a crock pot. Yes. So that wasn't on a crock pot. It was a bowl. And I think I still have the scar right in there. So this is just a different style that I use. I'm actually going to wet. I'll put it right here so you guys can see. I just give myself a couple squirts of water. That way I have something to get wet. And I'll just dab water right through here. Oop, don't get it on the project. So I'll just dab the water. I hope I'm still in the camera. I am. Good. Aim that up so you guys can see. And again, I'm only going between these two lines for what I need to slick right now. So there's that one. And then I'll go between that. And all I'm doing, I don't know if you guys can see, I'm just dabbing my finger in this water. You can use a dauber. I've done a dauber. I need to just get a can or a little jar and leave water in there so I don't have to use my finger. But I use my finger. Super easy, super simple. I'll take a little bit of glycerin soap and I'll just wipe along the edge. That's it. Not too much, not too little. Ask me how I know how much, and I'll tell you I don't know. Now, I need something to pick up this water. I have a piece of split leather, and that's why I have this piece here. It absorbs that water, keeps it nice and gooey. Now I have to find in this mess. See, I know where my glue is. I have to find a piece of something that's normally up here that I don't see. So we're going to slick it a little bit different, maybe, because I can't find it. Yeah. I can't find the piece that I'm supposed to use. I don't know, maybe a piece of leather will work. No, I feel like that's going to be too rough. We're just going to use an edge slicker. Normally I don't use the edge slicker, but I will this time. And in case you're wondering, in that corner, right over there in that corner on the screen, that 256 is the amount of subscribers. So thank you guys for subscribing. Let me go back over to that camera. So I'll just do a quick and easy slick job. And that is smooth. People use all different stuff. I've found that just glycerin soap works quite well. So it works, and I don't have to try to figure out what else to use. Usually I use a piece of fabric. It's a denim of sort, and I may just have to go out and buy some denim. I'll either go to the Goodwill and buy a pair of jeans and cut them up, or I'll just have to find some more of that denim that I had, denim-ish material that I had. See, and that's all cleaned up. My piece of leather absorbed all that. Get rid of that piece there. So I will gently, I'll tap this down to make sure that I still have a smooth transition. The problem with making anything, with doing anything, once you get the leather wet, then it can start, giving other issues or things like that. So we try not to get the leather too wet while we're in the final stages of making it. So all I did there was just tap it down to make sure it was still smooth. I don't want, if you push too hard with your slicker, it will actually, you know what? I'll show you. We're gonna show some slicking real quick while we let this dry, because both of these pieces need to dry before I go any further. But we will show you why I do a real light tapping. Let's see if somebody comes to the door. I have a feeling somebody's going to come to the door here. So we're going to use this piece of scrap, and I'll show you what I mean by slicking. We'll do both sides. and I'll show you what we're going to do. We're gonna add a little more water to the table. This one here, I'm just gonna run it right down it because I'm gonna make it easier. So both sides are wet. We're going to add a little bit of the saddle soap. It's a glycerin, solid glycerin saddle soap, which makes it nice. Let's see if I can, trying to mess with my mic here. So both sides are saddle soaped, and we're just going to rub lightly across this one. And I'm barely putting any pressure on it, as you can see. I'm just holding at the end, barely putting any pressure on. And that is slick. That's done. Now, on this side, I'm going to put a little more force on it because I really want to make this shine. So I'm going to push down a little bit on it, and really that's the goal. I got to make it friction and make it look real good, and it's smooth. It's smooth. I don't know if we'll be able to see it. This side's the side that I pushed down on. And it actually has a lip around it now. This side is smooth, so there's no like lip. This side actually has a lip on it. So that's where if you're pushing down too hard while slicking, you're actually deforming the leather, and it's got a lip on it. So that's, let me see if I can make it. I'm going excessive here so you guys can see, but let me see if I can get this one to look bad. And hang on one second, guys. I'm going to mute the audio for a second. All right, sorry about that. So you guys can see I've added it's a little bit of a lump here. So that's where I'll take it and I'll tap it down to make it smooth. So that way when I was edging, I'm done edging that and slicking it. This side I didn't have to do it because I didn't push hard, but I did here. Now we're gonna break real quick, and I'm gonna show you guys how I punch holes in the leather. There's a couple ways to do it, and I'll show you because I'm gonna have to do it on these here, and I can show you on here, but I usually use a punch, and I'll show you the two different ways that I can do it with a punch and without a punch. So we're gonna make two holes in this piece right here. I have a 3/4 inch. I have a 1 inch. I don't know which one you need. So I'll show you on a 3/4 inch, and then I'm going to show you how I do it with the other one also. So with the 3/4 inch, I have the punch. It's really great when you have the size that you need and you can punch it. Super easy. Pop it in, whack it twice, and there's the hole. So that makes it really easy to make the hole. Now, if you didn't have this punch or the 1 inch, which this 1 inch is an older style, you can see that it's really not the best 1 inch, which is why I don't use this one anymore. So you can see there's the 1 inch. Now I'm not going to do the 1 inch. I'm going to drop down. That cap falls off so you can empty it out. It's also why we don't use that one anymore. But let me show you how I do 1.5 inches. So you can see 1.5 inches you can do with 2 different style punches. This one you can see has been going with some black, and this one you can see has been going with a big thick piece of leather. I use this one all the time. This one here, they're both exactly the same. They're from Craft Tool, but maybe one's a newer one and one's an older one. I don't know. It's interesting. But let's make some holes, and let me. I don't know where my other punch is. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna punch 2 holes. Here, and let's go right there. So you can do these for short or for long. Make sure you know where you're at with them. And then if you take out your razor blade, and you could always use a ruler with it. I'm going to have to move this cord again. Then you just take it like this here and just connect the 2 holes. And be careful when you're pulling, because if you pull too hard, you'll snap to the end of the hole and you'll be able to see, and I'll show you what I mean by that because I did it. So you can see here, that's the easiest way to make it, and you can clean it out a little bit. But when I said be careful when you're cutting, you can see here that can you see there? Right there. You can see that I cut it when I pulled too hard. But that's the easiest way to make a long hole. And you'll always be able to take, if you want to clean it up, you can take your edge beveler and come in and clean up the holes, and that'll clean up those little marks on it. And then if you want to put a strap through there, really easy to do that. So that was taking a break. Let me check and see if my leather is dry for the sheath, and we will get working on that sheath. But that was just a quick how-to for your viewing pleasure. I think I only have one person watching, so we'll continue because they'll watch later. So right here you can see I've slicked it. Now I'm just going to do an edge paint because I got to paint it black. So let's do that real quick. I'll grab a... You coming back? I'll grab a Q-tip real quick. I don't usually use this big of a Q-tip, but I'll use this big fat Q-tip. I get a bunch of Q-tips at Harbor Freight. Believe it or not. Just put a little bit on. And I just want to edge paint where I can't get it once it's sewn together. And that's the only reason we're doing this, because once it's sewn together, we won't be able to hit these points. You can use a wool dauber. I've used a wool dauber used to use a wool dauber all the time on this, and then realized I was going through a lot of wool daubers just for this little bit, and that's it. I just needed this little bit done. I can throw this one away and carry on with my project and not feel bad. If you catch it quick enough, if you go over like I just did there. What is that? Looks like I got a little glue on it. If you go over a little bit, you can always just wipe it with your finger real fast and it'll wipe off. So there's the one. And let me know, guys, especially if you're watching live, let me know if I'm in the view or not in the view, because kind of need to be in the view, right? Okay, so that's all done. You can see I got the black edge on that. Now we will move on to the next step. See this here, there's so much left. Let me put the top on. This is my anti-spill block. There's so much left on this when you use it. It's really surprising on how much you could waste. So I like to paint the side of my block with it. Actually, I didn't waste too much on this one. We may still be able to use that dauber. Depends on how long it takes to finish this, but we may be able to use that dauber, so we'll see. All right, so waiting for that to dry. I am going to have to go off camera here in a minute to sand it because I have a sander in the corner. I don't think I can get the camera to back there while I'm doing it, but we'll see. So if I, at this point, if I put these together like this, let me zoom out a little bit. And zooming out isn't as easy as me just saying, let me zoom out. Zooming out, I actually have to do, I'm just moving stuff off my table here. Zooming out, I actually have to go like this. I have to grab the corner of the screen, zoom out, then pull back in. There we go. So, if I just stuck them together and I was off some, it would be stuck. So what I use is I'll use some paper and let me find a piece of paper here. So I'll cover up half the paper, half the project. That way when it sticks, it's not going to stick together, but I can get this portion stuck right. So that's one way to do it. I'm actually going to mark my bottom where I have it marked on the inside where the stitch lines go. So I'm going to mark the bottom where the stitch lines go. And that will give me spots to line up. I can't do it on top because I already have the marks. But on the bottom, I'll be able to line up where they are. And that'll give me my spots. so I can go across the bottom even and just line these two up. So that one goes there. Am I heading away? Nope. And that one goes there. So it should be lined up pretty close, if not same. I think I got to move up just a hair. Nope, I got to move down. So I'm actually just marking the edge with my pencil. So I know where my edge is on the paper. Kind of cheating. But now I'll be able to see where it is. If you're watching, comment and say hi so I know who's watching. No, it's not just me talking to myself, because I do that all the time anyway. All right, so it looks like I am good. If I line those two lines up down there, so you can see the lines I made on each piece of leather. Right here, I've lined up. And I've lined them up right there. Because it's the glue I use, I'll be able to pull this. I'll be able to, should be able to pull it right out without any problems. And now I'm looking on the inside here. I'm just going to line up my lines there. Line them up there. I didn't add enough black on that one. I'll have to fix that. Okay, so now it's stuck together, and we will put it face down on a nice solid surface. So I'll put my cutting board to the side, move my pencil again, and what I'll do here is I have a roller, so I can roller it, or I'm just gonna gently tap all the area that should be glued. And I don't mind if I leave a little bit of a mark on this side. I definitely don't want to leave any marks on this side. So the nice thing about contact cement is I did put two layers of it, and then once I stitch all of this, you'll see that it will be it'll be nice and why didn't that even stick together? Why do you not want to stay together? All right, let me grab the roller. I put a little more force on with the roller instead of just tapping, so we can roller it. There we go. So now you can see my edges are actually off a little bit. This is where I got to walk over to the other side. I'm actually going to turn the mic off for a minute because I'll be using the sander, and I'll be using a sander and the dust collector. So I don't want to get all that extra noise with you guys. So let me, oh, dust collector's not even hooked up. Darn it. It is now. Because, oh, I know why. Because I was cutting up rabbit the other day. And the rabbit was going everywhere. What a pain that was. You know what? I'm just going to hold it. Because I think I need to hold it. Alright. Let me mute this real quick. And I will be right back. I hate doing this because I don't have anything on. Here, watch this video. I still have to mute it though. Wait, you want to watch that one or this one? Let's watch this one.
Oh yeah, you know, watch it. Bring that shot up, get down and shoot up on the backside. Holy cow, let's bowling. Friends, give it up for your bullfighters tonight.
It's too quiet in here. You want to see more? Cheer them on. Fancy football.
All right, they want to go one more round. Yeah. Stuff right here. You don't get to see this every night. This is extra.
Alright, what are you all going to do when he comes back in the arena?
Run.
You all need barrels.
Hey, look, reinforcements are coming. The cavalry is on the way. Watch out. Oh, my word.
Alright, I'm back. But I'm going to let you guys watch the rest of this because... Oh, you got him. There he is. Pull him. Pull him up. You got him. Pull him. Pull him. Yeah, get him. Get him. Bring him back. Yeah. Oop. Yeah, for the guy. Go. See ya. Bye. All right, so I cheat. I want to say I cheat, but it's not really cheating. It's using your resources. So now all my edges are smooth. I went through and sanded with a sander, and it makes it really easy to do when you have a sander to do that. So now I'm going to go through and I'm going to put a stitch line. I'm not going to groove it. I don't need to groove it, but I do need to add a stitch line to where I'm cutting. So let's see if this makes it any better here. So we are going to use a stitch groover. Why is that so far behind? Click on live. There it is. So I use just a I don't remember what these are called. Dividers, wing dividers. So I'll just use a pair of wing dividers and it will mark. You can already see that I've already marked it. So I'll use the wing dividers and I'll just mark where it's going to go, the stitches. I'll mark it again just because I'm just going to run it right around. And I already have the straight lines going down the edge. We're going to use a black, so you can see here that's the stitch lines are put into it. And all it does is just mark a little spot, and that's where I'm going to run the sewing machine stitches the entire way around that. Now I'm going to look and see real quick if I think I'm going to put the foot on the outside. I'm not, because I think it'll be too much of a chance. So I will put it on the inside, which means I'll start there, get to the, get there, let's see, stop, rotate, no, nope, I gotta do this side, rotate around, goes all the way around, goes all the way around. Okay, so I have to start on that side. All right, so I have figured out where I have to start, and now, because I wasn't really planning on it, now I have to get the sewing machine over into this area, so that way we can set the cameras up for the sewing machine and finish it up. Like I said, I'm working on getting this. The nice part is almost all of my stuff is on wheels, so we'll be able to come back to that. Once we're done, we can come back to that and finish the work. But for now, I gotta find my extension cord, because I don't think I have it. And I'm gonna have to just unzip this from the wall, from the back of it. Can you guys see me a little bit? You can see my feet, so give me 1 second and we will pull the sewing machine over. Just had to drop that down. One of these days I'm going to figure out how to make this microphone not be so much of a pain in the butt, because it is, but I need it. So, alright, let's see if I can pull this over without making everything else crash. That works. That works. Oh, got busted into a camera. Not really using that camera right now, so let's see if I can set this up. Oh, let me see if I can set it up over my shoulder. And I'm going to work off to the side. Where'd my mouse go? There it is. Alright, hold on 1 second. I'm going to go to studio mode so you guys can't see me trying to set this camera up. Oh, actually, it's not that bad, is it? But we're going to zoom in. Yeah, that should work. Zoom in just a little bit more. All right. Whoa, excuse me. All right, here we go. We're going to go to that camera. So, I thought of it earlier. Nope, this way. This way. Around, 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 and done. Okay, so we're going to start right here. And one of the things I've learned is I will drop the needle right where I want it to go before I start the project. So it's right where I want it to go. And let me turn it on first, I guess would be good. I'm going to turn the speed down just because I can. me find both. And let's go with a... There's one. Make sure your stitch is coming up before you turn. Make sure it's coming up. Rotate it. That's where I want to stop. Come back up. See, I went in, back over. So I went in, back, we'll do it. Back one. And that's it. Okay, let's go to Mevo. You guys can see how I was working around. That camera here to give me my space. I'm going to have to change that soon, so I'm going to leave that open. And let's push this back out of the way. It's just a good spot to put it for now, guys. Don't harass me. Now we pull this back out. That is not a cutting mat. All right, let's try. There we go. All right, so it is now stitched and ready for the next step. So the next step we'll actually do is we're going to cut these close, and then we will melt them to will melt them. Hey Siri, what's the weather?
It's currently clear and 43 degrees.
Thank you. 43. Where's my lighter? Where is my lighter? You'd think that, you know, being organized would help. I know. But I knew it was up there. That's all that really matters, right? As long as I stay inside this square. As long as I don't move the square and I stay inside the square. All right, so I'm going to pull just a little bit out here. Snip it. Snip it. And what I'll do here is I will melt it, but as soon as I melt it, I'm actually going to pull it in so it has really good solid hold on it. And the back side always seems to look a little bit rougher than the front. Now, we can get rid of that little bit rougher look, come on, by taking our nice, pretty little hammer and I just clean up the edges, clean it up. Now it's, I mean, it's not, you know, perfect, but we can actually do it in the front if you so feel the desire. And all I'm doing is just real light tapping them. I'm not doing much more than that. All right. So now let's find my number 0 edger again, and we're going to edges. This one here, you could actually use like a number 2 or even, I don't know if a number 3, but definitely use a number 1 or a number 2, but I'm using a number 0. I just like the way it looks better, I think, you know, on certain projects. And this one is a certain project. So now my edges are all sanded. I've edged them, and now I'm going to slick them. And I'm going to do the same exact technique that I did before. I'm going to spray a little bit of water, move my tools, because water and tools don't always mix. Add a little bit of water. This is where the wool dauber comes in really handy. I just so happen to have a sponge sitting here, so we're going to use the sponge method. I got to work a little bit lower. I'm seeing just a small smidge of something right here still caught. So I'm going to take the cutter on that again and there we go. Got those few pieces off. Now we're going to use my handy dandy glycerin soap, and I have it already set for this size of 2 pieces of leather. And again, I don't know where my piece of denim is. I'll admittedly say that. I don't know where that is. So, did that, and we are going to zoom out a little bit because I forgot about this, needing to do this. Now we're gonna I know I went on a little earlier than I've been. 7 o'clock is when I've been trying to go live, but it's just after 7 now. And we've been live for 51 minutes. Just got a weird email. It seems that I have an estranged husband. I have an estranged husband. I have an uncle who wants to give me a whole bunch of money. I think he just wants my bank account. So we'll see. I'll give him my bank info and we'll go from there. I'm gonna try to maybe I'll try to do a live every night this week. It might be long, but so if you look, doesn't fit right here. That's why I was using the edge. I could do a little bit of it just to give it a little more of an edge. But I will hammer this one down in a moment. But I'll hammer on the back side. Oh yeah, you can see a lip. Go really easy on the front side. Still slick. That's what we need. So it's still slick. It doesn't have any lips on it, which is good. And let's see. I have a bone creaser that I'll use. Poke it in, and I'll go all the way around the edge of the project to make sure that the glue is loosened up. And there's the pockets. I am going to add a little more edge coat to this side. I don't like the way that looks, so I'm going to add a little bit more there. You can actually see a little bit has not stuck as well as it should have, but that's okay. We're still working on it. And we're going to bust out those holes. I'm not going to do it with... Am I? Nope. So my hole punch is not big enough to get me to use it. That one. But I will use my craft. I'm going to use my neighbor's craft tool puncher, I think. Let's see how that looks. Because I think mine widens up more than that. I don't like the hit surface on it, but should work. Ooh, I may have to order another one of these because that's clean. I like how clean that is. Oh, yeah. So, you can see just barely right here is where the two connect. You can just barely see it. Where with mine, because it's got such an angle on it, it doesn't leave as clean of a mark. That's clean. I may have to order one of these. See how clean that is? That's a clean cut. I like that. Let's order one. Oh. Yes. I mean, I still see it. So you can still see the spot I'm talking about right down near the bottom. But there it is, guys. I'm going to do edge paint on it real quick. And then it will be done. Dunsky. Dunzers. That is super clean. Now I'm going to randomly punch out something else. I want to see how this works. Clean this table off. Let's see, is it still... Okay, so that's still supple. So we'll use that. And we're definitely going to have to Google that thing. I like that. Man. I mean, those work. That's weird. All right. Let's edge these. Hope you guys can't hear me breathing too hard. I'm sorry. Let me move in a little bit closer so make sure I'm in the camera view. I don't usually use, for bigger projects, I don't usually use the Q-tip, but because it was there, I decided just to keep using it. It works. It's not like it doesn't work. It's just not my preference of item to use. All right. So that edge is done. We will pass it over one more time. Try to get a good color on it, so it gets a nice slick looking color. All right, guys. Oop. We're right there. That concludes. I just sanded that down. I don't want to mess this up. I used to just take this and just put it all over. I'm going to do it on the back side. Make sure I don't need anything else here. That looks good. All the way around looks good. Oh, a little bit soft right there. Let me open this up with the bone folder. And see if I need to do any of the edge. So, there's the edges. And there it is. Let me pop up to the big camera here and I'll say goodbye. I can work on this all day if I don't just stop. So I should just stop. I don't know if I'm supposed to stop in the name of love. I'm supposed to stop, collaborate, and listen. All right, guys. There is the finished product. In fact, I think I can see that camera. Look at that. So there's the finished product right there, guys. Edges are all slicked. You can see they're nice and shiny. Look at the shine on that guy, huh? So the edges are shined. slicked, done. That's going to make one happy boy. So he's going to get that and make somebody real happy. So I like that. I think I'm going to make a couple more like that because I really like how that looks. So I like how that looks, and I think it's going to be pretty cool. So I almost like it better than my eagle. Almost. All right, guys. That's it. Thanks for watching, and keep an eye out for another live. I got another knife sheath we're gonna do live maybe later in the week. I do have another knife sheath to do. So until next time, guys, keep turning. We'll see you. 256 subscribers as of Monday the 12th? 14th. Monday the 14th. See you guys.